Hey, how's it going, everybody? From coast to coast, from sea to shining sea. It is Wednesday at 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, and that means that we don't care that Bladeshow is going on. No. We are not at all missing out on the fact that we're not there. There is no remorse. Maybe just a little bit. But if you're watching this, chances are that, like me, you are also not over at Bladeshow. I'll drop the music a little bit. Yeah. I wish I was on my way to Atlanta right now. Right now. But I'm not. However, I'm still not disappointed because I am here with you guys. And let me tell you that on a Wednesday night, there's nowhere else that I would rather be. Shout out to Marco, the first person in the chat. Marco, thanks for being a channel member. I appreciate you. Welcome into Ground Fog. Dion Page in the house. He says, I'm here and ready. Right on, man.
This is Sparta!
Yeah, we'll do a Spartan kick. Why not? Shout out to Mark Parks. Thanks for being a channel member.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome into Loser. Welcome into Ed B. Thanks for being a channel member. NFK20 in the house. Anthony Kitchen. Let's see. Crazy Roach. Good to see you, man. My man, Jim Miller. Welcome in, Jim. How are you? How's the view where you're at? Are you sharing any photos of that exquisite countryside that we keep catching glimpses of in the Discord? Honestly, I don't know why people wouldn't join just to see those photos. I know that I would. Welcome into Joseph S. Welcome in, man. Good to see you. Let's see. Blue Minotti Ninja in the house. He says, make sure you smash that like button.
Oh, yeah.
Do it. Not for me. When Blue asks you to do something, just do it. Neil McKenzie, thanks for being a channel member for 5 months. Welcome in. And he says hello. Good to see you, man. All right, so I'm trying to catch up. I am. Hey, welcome into Top Dog, channel member, channel mod in the house. Good to see you, man. Welcome in to Evil E. He says nothing good comes of raisins too. I would agree with that. I don't think I've ever had a dish where I was like, you know what would really make this better? Some dried grapes. Yes. That would I know people are crying. They're like, what about Thanksgiving? What about the stuffing? That should do it, right? You have to have, no, you don't. If my stuffing in Thanksgiving is missing raisins, I will shed no tears. This is a fact. Welcome into Mind of Milton. Kaleidoscope of Knives in the house. Good to see you, man. All right, guys, I'm just going to jump to the end. Got a couple more channel members. Hold on. Chris Waris, welcome in, and welcome into Craig Vincent. Palmer Connolly as well. And okay, you know what? We're just going to go for it. We're going to be caught up. What did you carry today? I wish that I could tell you what I carried for a primary carry, but I can't. Well, I can tell you what it was. I carried the Spyderco Shaman, but it's not just any Shaman. I carried the Spyderco Shaman that I'm modifying for the EDC mod Mayhem, which is another modification build competition between myself, Knife Dope, and Duty's Daggers. But it's not just us. This time we're inviting the community to join in. So there's going to be 2 brackets. There's going to be a content creators bracket, and then there's going to be a community bracket. So everyone's going to, if you want to join, you can join in. If you don't want to join, you can just enjoy the fun. So I carried the Shaman today, and it is mostly done. There is 1, maybe 2 pieces I'm going to add to it. Maybe. It is so close to perfect, and these scales that I found are bar none some of the best looking scales I've ever seen on a Shaman, and I would love to show you guys. However, I don't want to show you the unfinished product because this is going to be epic. So I'll say for the primary carry, I carried a Shaman. It's pretty sweet. For the secondary, carried this guy, the Riot XO U. And I know for some reason, like I saw these colors and I'm like, yeah, sweet. You know, blue, like what do you call this? A cyan and an orange button. Like, yeah, why not? And then all of a sudden people said, hey, you know what? That looks like Miami Dolphins colors. Did not consider that. You know what? I'm not a Miami Dolphins fan. I just thought that this was cool. This box cutter, super, super fun. Riyadh did a phenomenal job. Some people look at this and they say, why would you spend $70 on a box cutter when essentially you could get, you know, you go to Amazon, get the Amazon Basics special, this guy right here. And you know what? They're right. They're right. If you don't get any joy out of buying your tools, by all means, get the Amazon Basics. It'll do you just fine. $10. No one's eating top ramen over that. But if you're an enthusiast like me, you're probably excited about this because this is just really stupidly cool. And also when you consider that top tier box cutters, like the, what's it called? The Grant and Gavin Hawk. I was just drooling over it today. What's it called? It's the, don't tell me in the chat, guys. I got this. It's not the Trisect. That's the Serge Panchenko knife. It is the, it's going to bother me. I know what it is. I drooled over it. I set up all the notifications in case it goes live again. We'll get back to it. Grant and Gavin Hawk make one that's like $500. It looks awesome, but it's a $500 box cutter. Is it a box cutter grail? Absolutely. Don't tell me, chat. I'm going to get it. It'll pop back into my head. Anyways, so yeah, that's what I carry today. Top secret shaman, which will be disclosed once I am done. Once I am done, I will release photos to the general public, but not before then. And then the Riyadh XOU. For a flashlight, carried this guy. The EDC 33. Top 2 flashlight, period. If I'm not carrying that one, I'm carrying this one, which is the EDC 25. If I want something a little more low profile. Nightcore does such a great job, guys. Like, don't get me wrong. Olight makes some extremely high quality lights and gear. And I like them. But when it comes to performance, Nightcore is just destroying the competition. So now you know what was in my pocket. What was in your pocket? Shout it out in the chat. Go over to the channel members only Discord. If you are a channel member, you should have access to that. And yeah. Loser says Shambo is getting his custom shaman scales from that dude who forged Thor's hammer in the Marvel movies. I plead the fifth. One of the reasons why I'm not disclosing stuff this early is because there's selfish reasons. I want to be the only one in the competition that has these. Now I know that they're not completely unknown, but the chances are that if I shout these out, somebody's going to enter with the same scales, and then I'll be left wondering. So we're going to wait to show off the new shaman until I've got all the pieces put together. And then I will, of course, show the general public. The competition date for that is July 15th. Open to everybody. And at some point, I'll throw up a link to the website during the live. Anyways, welcome into Midnight. Good to see you, man. All right. Hey, thanks, man. Yeah, you know what? Honestly, I love carrying knives. I max out at like 2 knives. And ever since this came in, I got to say, like, this is great because this is going to be like my basic cutting utility. If I just need to open boxes, this is the Box Destroyer 9000. 9001. It's really good. It's really good at that. And, you know, it kills me because, like, I did my video on it. And a few people were saying, well, the blade comes out easily. The blade does not come out. Like, I've gone through probably 20 boxes with this now, and the blade has never come out once. There's a notch. I'm not going to say that this is the best locking system for a utility blade, but there's a notch that slides into the notch of the blade, and then the spring holds it in. Is it a foolproof design? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Is it going to come out just by going through boxes? No. Now, I have actually played around with removing the spring and trying different, they call them like rhombus blades or whatever. I call them just utility razors. I wanted to try a couple different utility razors, and what I found was when you're putting the spring back in, if it's not locked in, like, you have to make sure it's actually locked in. And if it's not completely locked in, then the blade will come out without issue. So that's all I'm going to say on that. Does this come out? No. Does it come out if you don't properly lock in that spring? Yes. So that's all I would tell people, is just make sure that your spring is fully engaged and you'll be good to go. And by the way, guys, these are available again. These are hitting retailers again. They sold out in a frenzy. They're available again. So you should be able to get one if you want it. What was in your pocket? Let's go ahead and check out the members only Discord. Hold on for a second. And there we go. There we go. All right, I'm going to start up here at the top. Hey, one. I know I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one. It's not just me. There's another Miami Dolphins fan out there. Or I'm sure that's what his friends are saying. I just like the blue and orange, personally. I think the blue and orange is awesome. And then that looks like one of those... What is that? I feel like I should know what that is. Is that... I don't know what the other one is. I'll be honest. Days, he's got the Vostede Chaos Warncliffe edition, or you could call that a sax blade. Looks great. Love that scenery too. Oceanfront, yeah. Oh yeah, looks good. Kevin Smith, he's got the modified smock. Very nice. I dig it. Smock is one of my all-time favorite Spydercos. Budget guy's carrying the QSP Penguin. Very nice. It looks like he's got a... Oh, he just posted the C. Reisner cutlery exclusive. You know what's interesting is that I've actually heard that this is a custom jigged pattern from C. Reisner. So they do this pattern, then they send it to QSP, and then QSP does it for them, which I think is pretty cool. I like it. Chris Warris got the... is that also a QSP Penguin? Yes, it is. And then the benchmade, is that the bailout? I feel like that's the bailout. All these benchmades look the same. I am awful at knife identification. Don't send me your knife if you need it identified. I will probably get it wrong. Crazy Roach got the alt pyrite at work. Nice. Very nice. Love that blade shape. Let's see. That's the new, they call that the acorn, right? And then of course we already saw that one. Very nice. I'm trying to catch up here. Drink water with, man, I love this one. The Chavez 229, Redemption 229 kickstop. Love it. Lee Williams is underrated. The Lee Williams kickstop is one of my favorite mechanisms ever, and I wish that I could get it on more knives. Oh, Ward 918's carrying a Grail. What? That is, of course, the Oz Rosie. How are you going to put that civivi next to the Oz Rosie? It's like that one really hot girl who has really fat friends. No offense if you're the fat friend. That's me. I would be the fat friend. Bluminati Ninja's got the QSP Hedgehog. Love it. He's got the custom Brass Brigade fixed blade. Love that one too. The Vostede Thunderbird And then, of course, the Tempest Jetstream. And I'll be honest with you, I am not entirely 100% on what these two fixed blades here on either side are, but I think that we got a good amount of that. All right. Drinkwater's got the new RWB from Left Designs. That's one that I still need to check out. Guns Akimbo with the Vosti Thunderbird, very cool. Nemec with the Drop Bear. That's Berg Blades Sweeney. Chef Rocky, oh man. Chef Rocky's always flexing. He's got the Winter Blade Cofactor and a Conagarius. One of these days, I'm going to get my hands on one. The Night's Edge yesterday had the McNeese PM Mac. They always do like 2 sets of numbers, like the PM2 Mac 3.5. Like, how many numbers do you need? Mark P with the Spyderco Sage, very nice. Nemec with the Civivi Vision. Double D's got a modified Spyderco Para 3. Look at that crazy micarta with a different type of micarta inlay. That's bananas. Guns Akimbo's got the Spyderco, not the Spyderco, the Microtech Ramlock Stitch and a Vosti Thunderbird. Spyderco. Wow, come on now. Joseph S with the Manganas Kaimano. Love that one. Ed has his own Civivi Vision. Very cool. Jim Miller, here we go with, this is the scenery I'm talking about. It's always sunny wherever Jim is. Like there's clouds, but look at that. Perfect lighting. Green fields in the background. You just know that is primo weather there. John Blackman with the Manix 2. That's an XL, right? Manix 2 XL. All right. And then Craig Vincent with the tiny. He's got the tiny 2 son. I love it. I love it. That's cool, man. That's cool. All right. Let's see where the chat's at. Welcome into Rich Kastner. He says SRC modded Chavez Street Concept Prickle, the Chavez Chub. I also met with Chris from SRC and he gifted me a modded Tasco OTF Pry and an XOU in orange. Nice, man. That's really cool. Super cool. Welcome into Splitting Slices. Good to see you. All right. Hey, welcome into Todd Carr. Everyone's joining in. Looks like I'm not the only one that is not going to Bladeshow. Jay says, you know why girl stalkers are never hot? Because if they were, they'd be your girlfriend. Oh, man. Interesting conversation. Loser says, being framed by 3 knives doesn't bode well for that cow's future. You know what? Maybe, a little bit of Nostradamus going on there. I love a good steak. I make it my business to make a better steak every time than I did the time before. I don't always succeed, but it starts with picking out the right steak with the right fat marbling and the right cut. Like, I'm a prime rib guy, I also like, I also like the full T-bone. I like the tomahawk. Tomahawks are amazing, especially if you just put your foot down and say, you know what, I'm going to eat the whole tomahawk. Now, you guys know that I'm a chunky boy by nature. Once upon a time, I did put down a 42-ounce tomahawk by myself, and it was a bet because my friends bet me that I couldn't do it. And if I did it, then they had to pay for it. And so I got a lot fatter that night, and I did not end up paying for that steak. It was great. But yeah, no, I'm a big fan of cattle, big fan of steaks. That's the way to live right there. If I could eat steak at least 3 times a week, I'd be a happy man. Anthony Kitchen says, I lived in Atlanta, went years ago and didn't know anything back then. Oh, how the tables have turned. Isn't that funny how that happens? I am going to try to make it to Bladeshow West this year. Hopefully I can make an appearance, get to meet some people and, just go check it out. Hopefully not spend every penny I've ever made. Yeah. Midnight says sides or no sides. Oh, no, I did the sides too. And it was a fancy restaurant, which is why it was a big deal because my meal ended up costing like $200. And so I didn't want to pay for it. And nobody believed that I could put down this 42-ounce tomahawk with the sides. And I said, if you keep the drinks rolling, it'll happen. And it did. And so I had oak fired octopus, which is fantastic. If you've ever had it, you know what I'm talking about. It's amazing. The tomahawk steak. And of course, they're called smashed potatoes, not mashed potatoes, smashed potatoes. So I had a starch. I had some seafood, multiple drinks, and a big old tomahawk steak. And there's a picture of me. I need to find it. I'm holding the bone. Yeah, I'm a typical American. Don't judge me. That was one of the most epic dinners I've ever had in my life. Anthony Kitchen says it is. Yes, that's cool. I hope you are able to go to West, dude. Me too. I need to figure out. It's not that the cost of the tickets are expensive or even necessarily the drive from Colorado to Salt Lake City. It's like, I think it's like a 5 to 7 hour drive. So it's doable. I can drive there. I don't want to fly if I can help it. I'm not a huge fan of flying. I need to get the lodging figured out. I need to get the tickets ahead of time. Need to figure out what booths I want to go to, where I want to spend my time. And aside from that, hopefully have some walking around money because I know that I'm not going to be able to resist buying at least one nice knife when I'm there. I just don't know what it is. I'm hoping that Koenig will have a booth there. That would be really cool. Hoping that Chris Reeves Knives is there. That would also be really cool. And really expensive. Loser says, the only knife I wanted from Bladeshow was the Fisher Beckwith Covert Unicorn knife with titanium Cerakote coating. The Fisher Beckwith Covert Unicorn. That is a mouthful. Let's see what that is. Fisher Beckwith Covert Unicorn. All right. Okay, it's a fixed blade. They're all sold out. $299. I'm guessing this has got to be American made. That's a cool looking fixed blade. I like it. I like the ramp on the spine of the blade here. Get a nice purchase. It's got I love how they did the unicorn on the blade. That's cool. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, you've got great taste. Without a doubt. Ribeye is the way to go. 100% of the time. So, the question for you steak lovers out there. I feel like everyone has that one friend that'll go to the nice steakhouse with them and then order their steak. Like they'll be ordering $100 steak, but then they order it well done. Like at the nice steakhouses, it's kind of embarrassing because like you don't get the best tenderness, you don't get the best flavor out of a well done steak. Like, is it more sanitary? Yeah, maybe, but it's not the same experience. I have a theory. Do all the people here that like raisins also like their steaks well done? Maybe it's not personal preference. Maybe it's mental illness. I need to know the answer to this question. Louis says, Rollshambo, it's cheaper to fly and then get a package deal with hotel than it would be for you to drive, and your time and the cost of fuel will be more expensive than a plane trip. I just hate going to I would rather drive. And it would be more fun, honestly. It would be a lot more fun to drive than to take a plane from Denver to Salt Lake and then have to rent a car because I like to be mobile. I like to drive around. I could walk. I could walk. I get it. There's hotels that are close to the event center. I understand. But I know I'd want to drive around. Salt Lake's a cool city. So I'll go. I will probably drive. Oh my goodness. Top Dog with the 5 gifted memberships. Top Dog, thank you, man. So generous, and congratulations to the new connoisseurs and collectors of all things sharp and shiny. And I think I think he did it again. He did it twice.
This is Sparta!
Man, you're too kind, man. Thank you. Thank you so much for your generosity. That's awesome. And welcome in, guys. If you're a new channel member and you didn't know this, the Discord that we were on before, you know what? I'll bring it back up. You have access to the channel members only Discord. The link is on my YouTube community tab. And it's a members only invite. So yeah, go there, sign up. If you want in, you can get in, and you're in for life. Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you again, Top Dog. Midnight says, find some people to carpool with. You know, I don't have any friends that I would carpool with. All my friends that are into knives don't live here. And that's the truth. I have one. But he works at the same job that I do, and there's no way they'd give us both that amount of time off at the same time, which is a bummer. So I'd be flying solo, which is fine. Speaking of flying, one of the reasons why I don't want to fly is that I don't want to have to put my camera gear in flying with camera gear makes me nervous because airlines do not have very good track record when it comes to not losing stuff that's important. Every Hallmark holiday movie ever where the main person flies, they always lose something in the luggage. Tell me I'm wrong. Oh no. He says, yeah, my parents do that every time. I'm a meat manager and I still can't convince them to eat a steak, at least medium. It's a crying shame. It is a crying shame. Top Dog with the $5 super. Thank you, man. He says, if I had a cookie company, I would make an oatmeal cookie with lots of raisins and call it the Rollshambo slider. Don't do that. That's you know what? You name a cookie after me, I'll make an exception and I'll eat that cookie. Yeah. So Roman says, beautiful drive from Denver to Salt Lake. It's gorgeous. If you're into scenery, like I love scenic drives. I really do. If you're into scenery, you've got to drive in the Colorado. The state of Colorado is amazing to drive in. Whether you're going through the Rockies, if you're going to climb a 14er, if you're going camping. The sad part is that now that everyone's discovered how cool that Colorado is in the last 10 years, so many people have moved here that you can't go outdoors to get away from people. You can go outdoors, but you're not going to get away from anybody. Everyone's also out there. That's one of the things that I miss about the Pacific Northwest is that when you go outdoors, oftentimes you are alone or as alone as you can be. You also have to be more careful when you go hiking, though. Kind of a trade-off, but Midnight says, if I end up going, I could chip in for gas. All right, man. You know what? We should talk about it. I still need to get the stuff figured out. I do. I need to figure out the lodging, where I'm going to stay, and I need to know how much money I need to put aside. That being said, I am committed to going. I just need to figure out the logistics, which I am terrible at doing. I asked my wife if she wanted to go because she's amazing at logistics, and she said no. It's okay. There's our beautiful daughter is almost 9 months old. A knife show is not where I'm taking my 9-month-old yet. So I get it. But it'll be fun regardless. Jim says, I eat my steak blue if they'll prepare it. The sign of a good steakhouse is one that will serve you a blue rare steak, where they basically just sear each side and then give it to you. It's an experience. If you haven't tried it before, you've got to. I prefer mine medium rare if I can get it like perfect. When I always shoot for medium rare, but something I always forget when I'm making steak is if you got a thermometer going, the steak is still cooking a little bit after you reach that temperature, so you can kill the heat, and the steak is still going to be cooking a little bit if you're cooking it right, because the juices are still cooking. So I usually nail it right when I'm done cooking it, but then I let it rest because you need to, otherwise all the juices will drain out. And while you're letting it rest, it's cooking just a little bit higher. So I always shoot for medium rare, and I almost always hit a regular medium, which is a bummer because medium rare is what I prefer. Kevin says, unless the brother-in-law licks his fingers and rubs the freaking seasoning on it, in that case, burn it, damn it. Yeah, that's a no. That's a no. Absolutely not. Todd says, for me, it's pink but not bloody. With a good sear and seasoned with fresh pepper and salt, I always order medium rare. Good man. I knew I liked you, Todd. You know what's going on. Hey, and welcome into Barbarian Brawny. He says, did I miss? Are you going to Bladeshow? No. Bladeshow Atlanta, I will not be there. I am going to try to make it to Bladeshow West. Still have to figure out the logistics. But I can drive. I wouldn't drive to Atlanta. From Denver, that would be atrocious. Blade West is in Salt Lake City. That drive is definitely doable. So we'll see. Hey, welcome into my journey. Thanks for being a channel member. Yeah, you got it right, man. Medium rare to medium is perfect. It's perfect. If you don't get the nice pink juices coming out of that steak, you are not getting the full flavor. And I am really bad at making fun of people who order their steaks well done, because I don't like. Here's the thing: if you're eating it, eat what you like, eat your preference, right? But if you're just gonna kill all the flavor in a dish, you might as well just eat something else. And steak is one of those expensive dishes where I don't understand why you would want to eat an expensive steak if you don't actually like the flavor of steak, because when you cook it well done, that's like you're killing most of the flavor of the steak. I don't understand. All right, looks like we got some more pocket checks going on. Right on. And welcome into Cash Money Mr. Krabs, joining in the members only Discord. He's got a good one too. Look at that. The Sleege buoy. That looks fantastic right next to the Spyderco McBee. A couple fantastic Spydercos. Now that's a carry right there. I still need to get my hands on one of those Sleege buoys. The last couple times they've dropped, it just wasn't in the cards, but it will happen. It will happen. Barbarian Brawny's coming in with the Crispy Donut Community exclusive mini Corvid with the donut and the coffee. You're making me hungry. I just ate dinner. That's not fair. Autumn Wind's got the Sage 2 Titanium and the Veros. Is that the Synapse? Oh, it's the Axon. carbon fiber. Nice, man. Carbon fiber from this angle, that looks like titanium. Maybe I'm just not seeing that right. Very nice, very nice. Kevin says, cool red center bloody. He likes it rare. It's not mooing, but it was mooing recently. James Reese says, howdy y'all. Hey Rolls, I eat my steak well to medium well done due to having had ulcers when I was younger. See, listen, that's a different story. That's not saying that you prefer it well done. That if you have a medical condition, of course, you know, that makes sense. That makes sense. At least you understand that, you know, you would still rather have it cooked at a different level. Sometimes you just have to play with the cards life deals you. It's like, so it's fully cooked or I can't digest it properly. I love rare, but I just can't eat it. Yeah, man, don't worry. The next time I have steak, I'll eat it medium rare just for you. I would do rare, but chances are I would aim for it and drastically overshoot. Welcome into Chris 229. Good to see you. Welcome into Chef Rocky in the house. Another channel mod. B Devious says, so what knife would you cut your steak in if you don't have a steak knife? I would use my TRM Shadow 100%. It has the perfect edge and blade geometry to slice through just about damn near anything. And with the Merlot micarta scales, I'm not really worrying about, you know, a certain patina. It's the perfect pocket knife that for me for cutting food. You know, it's not a knife that I carry for fidget factor. The TRM Shadow is not a fidgety knife, but it's so enjoyable to carry because of how useful it is, because of how good at cutting it really is. So 100% the Merlot micarta TRM Shadow for cutting steak. If I don't have a proper steak knife, I'm using that and I'm not going to bat an eye. It's probably sharper than the knives at the steakhouse. Jim says, I went to a wedding rehearsal dinner where prime rib was served. I was the only one who ate mine rare. I'm sorry, man. Well, I'm sorry for them. I mean, it sounds like you had a good time. All right. Louis says, medium rare every time, 3 minutes on the first side, 4 minutes on the second. Cook over a medium heat, wrap in tinfoil, and let rest for 3 to 5 minutes and then eat. See, that's a recipe for success right there. Something I've gotten into recently when cooking my steaks is I like to make a red wine reduction sauce afterwards. That's where it's at. If you can nail the red wine reduction sauce afterwards, like, yes, that's bougie. Is it necessary? Absolutely not. But if you have, let's say, for example, that you have, like, you're making smashed potatoes for a side, or like stovetop potatoes, or you know, even if you've got some, all the steak sides go good with the red wine reduction sauce. Mushrooms, good. Onions, good. Get some garlic going in there. Hell yeah. Rocky says, as long as it's not a tube steak. Yeah. Edgeblade says, just got the Tucson TS408 off White Mountain Knives and it's amazing. So I've been looking at knives recently. I've been trying to figure out, you know, what should be on my radar. So let's see. Tucson TS408. Let's check it out. Okay. I like that deployment hole. It's kind of like they were going for Spyderco and then they remembered that Spyderco sues people. It does kind of have a Spyderco look to it. $90, titanium and 14C. Not bad. My one issue with Tucson is that they chronically underharden their 14C. I'm not cutting businesses slack anymore. I'm not cutting manufacturers any slack anymore for 58 or 59 Rockwell 14C. I'm not, because it's not hard to harden it to 60 to 62. 60 to 62 is the range that you want to be in to really get the most out of 14C. It's got so much toughness that you don't need to drop the Rockwell to have a tough knife. 60 to 62 Rockwell on the 14C, you can achieve it with the cryo treat. And I'm telling you that for those of you who have any Kubies in 14C, they do a cryo treat on their 14C. Their target range is 60 to 62. Another example of a company that does not is Midgards. So Midgards makes some really cool designs. They usually nail the fit and finish, but they are also, like Tucson, chronically treating their 14C at like 58, 59. And people tell me all the time, they're like, well, I just don't like how 14C scratches. I get it, but I'll tell you what knives I haven't had an issue with it scratching. Any Kubi knife with 14C, I have not had an issue with the blade steel scratching. Tucson, scratches. Midgards, scratches. If you go to clean the blade with like a regular cloth you have on your desk and it scratches, that is 58 or 59 Rockwell 14C. So that's my only thing that I don't like about this, is knowing that Tucson doesn't do their 14C as hard as I'd like. But with that being said, it's still a pretty cool looking knife. You still get a good amount of titanium there. It's a Keanu design. And $90 is not too shabby. So if you could deal with that, if you're okay with 58 or 59 Rockwell 14C, which most people are. I'm a bit of a steel snob about it. Most people are okay with 14C at that target, but that does look pretty cool. They had some crazy looking Tucsons on here earlier. Let's see if I can find it. Where is it? You know what? It's always the most expensive. Let's be realistic here. So we'll do high to low. Stay hydrated. It's the summertime officially. Wow, they got the TS 195. They've got the frag version. Remember when these were going for like $100? And they were super hard to get, and now you can get them easily. They're available. But the price tag is $200. Still not a bad deal though for this knife. I kind of want one. That wasn't the one I was looking at though. I'm trying to find the one I found that was just bananas. Oh, was it this one? No, but that does look pretty cool though. Look at the milling on those handle scales. $172. Where is it? They have so many. They have so many. It wasn't this one, but this is one that I want to check out when they get it back in stock. Look at that blade shape. That is aggressive. That's an aggressive clip point. Almost a Bowie style blade. Titanium S110V, $145. Yeah. If this was available right now, I'd be jumping on it because that looks great. Let's see what's coming soon. By the way, I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but it seems like The coming soon tabs on all of the retail sites have been an absolute crapshoot. It's because everyone's getting ready for Bladeshow. A lot of these retail sites are going to be picking up new knives at Bladeshow, and so like DLT, nothing new has really dropped there in like a week, 2 weeks. White Mountain Knives, nothing crazy new here. I mean, looks like we've got some of the Jack Wolf Midnight fixed blades. They're going to drop here. Okay, so I was talking to some friends. I was talking to Knife Dope and Duties Daggers about this. So Jack Wolf is releasing the fixed blade version of the Midnight. It's a good looking knife, S90V, fat carbon fiber, got it. They're asking $235 for that. For a fixed blade that's not even 6 inches overall. Like, that's a very small EDC fixed blade. Like, very small. And I told them because we were talking about the teaser that Jack Wolf released. And I said, guys, the only way, like, if it's a penny over $150, it's too expensive. And I actually talked to Ben from Jack Wolf in the comment section because I did a video review when I borrowed Knife Dope's Gunslinger. And I said $350 is a lot when you're not including both the clip and the sheath. You have to buy the sheath separately. You know, like, I feel like at the $350 price point, you should get both. And he commented and he's like, it's, you know, he was defending his price point, and I get it. I don't see his back end. I don't know what he pays for these things. He's like, I just can't make it. And yes, you know, making a locking knife is more expensive than making a slip joint. I'm like, okay, I don't know the back end of your business, but I do know this: fixed blades are not as expensive to make as folding knives. $235 for this is, in my opinion, it's just a bit too much. If this was $200, I'd buy it. $150, I'm starting to think it's too expensive. $200, fine. But $235, I just feel like that's too much for this knife. For this, I'll put it to you like this: for this kind of money, I can get an American-made fixed blade, a nice one, a nice American-made fixed blade. I can. But I'm sure people will buy it anyways. I don't know if I'd go for the fat carbon or if I'd go for the titanium. The titanium does look kind of cool. I think you don't see a whole lot of titanium on fixed blades, so that would be cool. You know, hand satin finish, titanium, milled titanium handle scales. Okay. I can kind of see the price point on this one. But for example, $235 for this guy with black linen micarta? Come on, man. Come on. I don't care that Riot's making it. We don't know who's making it. It's probably Riot. But seriously, S90V, Chinese made, black micarta, $235? It's a big fat no for me, dog. Absolutely not. I see that all of the swordfishes have sold out. I almost pulled the trigger on one. Almost. So I'm glad that the people have taken that decision out of my hands. I almost pulled the trigger on the swordfish. Bluminati Ninja says the Cold Steel Mayhem. Do they have it on White Mountain? Cold Steel Mayhem. They do. They do have the Cold Steel Mayhem. Made in Taiwan, Cold Steel, big old blade with the that's not, is that the Atlas lock? I think it's the Atlas lock. That's what they call it, right? $255. I'm not a fan of the steel, but Oz 10 on a bigger knife actually does make more sense if you're going to be abusive with this thing. I have a feeling I'd chop off a finger. I just know it. I know that if I bought this knife, I'd chop off a finger. The one that I want was it was an exclusive, same price, but with S35VN on the blade. It's very tempting, but I don't understand, why is this one with the black G10 Oz 10 $275, but then this one, it's the same knife. It's the same knife, but it's $255. I don't get it. Okay, Oz 10. This knife is 7¼ inches long when it's closed. I don't understand what the difference is between those two. That's going to bug me. Like, why are you spending more on this one? I don't get it. I don't get it. Someone explain it to me. Hey, welcome into Miranda Hornsby. She says, I love my cold steel mayhem. It's a big, beefy knife. Miranda says, my benchmade Hidden Canyon was $200, $240 for S90V. Not bad in my opinion, especially not when you consider that that is actually American made versus the Jack Wolf knives, which is not. It's made in China. Like, I don't understand how they can defend it. I don't. Like, Ben from Jack Wolf, you're probably never going to watch my live streams, but if you do, I think you're a really cool guy. I also think that your fixed blade is way too expensive. You know what? As long as it's not just me. Hey, welcome into Old Dominion EDC. Haven't seen you in a minute, man. Welcome back. And welcome into LCV Blades Edge. Good to see you as well. Ghost Keeper says the Boker Quaken is the perfect steak knife. I could see that. All right, guys, I'm going to shoot down to the bottom because I'm pretty late here on the chat. So if I missed your chat, I'm sorry. Rich says, I paid $225 for a custom fixie from the Carry Development USA made fixed blade with one-off scales. That's what I'm saying. Like, you can get an American made knife that is just as well made with similar type materials. I don't understand why they would defend that price point. But I do agree that the one with the milled titanium scales is pretty cool because you don't see a whole lot of fixed blades with titanium scales. So I could see that price tag specifically on that version. Everything else should be no more than $200, and that's a max. Like, that should include free shipping and no taxes. Ed B says the Hogue Deca is USA made and way less expensive. This is true. Absolutely true. Hey, shout out to the Knight's Edge.
Certified badass.
Thanks for gifting a channel membership, and congratulations to Thomas McDonald who received that channel membership. And welcome in, guys. Make sure you check out the Knight's Edge channel. His channel is up and coming. Good stuff over there at the Knight's Edge. What's up, Neil? Good to see you, man. Jim Miller says, I only have 2 pre-orders out. The Fractus should be here next week. Talk about a pre-order that I sorely regret not taking part of. I was salty when I got it in because by the time I reviewed it, you know, Knives Fast sent it to me as part of the pass round, but by the time it came to me, the pre-orders were done. They were done, and I got it out of the box. I'm like, I screwed up. I messed up. I should have gotten in on this pre-order. So congratulations, Jim, for being smarter than me. And, you know what? I hope you enjoy your new Fractus. It's a really cool knife. Louis says, Rollshambo, Amazon has the Mayhem for $135. I don't trust deals like that on Amazon because they do a whole lot of clone Spydercos and clone cold steels on Amazon. They do. Cold Steel Mayhem. I'm willing to bet that if I look up the seller, that it is not in fact a authorized seller for cold steel. Ships from Amazon. So it's fulfilled by Amazon. Is that a real cold steel? Like, that's the question I have. Is it a real cold steel? Or is it not? Why is this one $235? I don't understand. I don't understand. Says that's the Oz 10 version. It is, but the one we were looking at on White Mountain Knives was also the Oz 10 version. The Night's Edge says, Rollshambo, your LMAX video changed my life. Well, not really, but it was excellent and informative. Commute to work listen this morning. Hey, there we go. Did you guys know that late last night here in the Mile High, I released episode 8 in my Steel Snob series that I started a year ago. Steel Snobs started April, I want to say it was April 15th of 2023. We're now in June, so it's like 14 months ago, almost 14 months ago, I started the Steel Snob series. And it is, as far as any one of my series, it is the most successful series that I've done on my channel. And I just released the 8th episode on LMAX. So if you like LMAX knife steel and you were one of those people who asked for that to be the next Steel Snobs episode, there you go. I took a week making that video, man. That took a whole week. Half of that, about 3 or 4 days of that was doing research. It is some of the most research that I've done, and I had to, because there's not a whole lot of information out there on LMAX. And so I was able to actually research not only Knife Steel Nerds, but I also did a lot of data research on the Cedric and Ada channel. And then I also leveraged information from Bowler directly. Did you know, and this is ridiculous to me, did you know that Bowler, for wear resistance, Bowler recommends LMAX at 58 to 60 HRC? I would get it if it was a steel like that didn't have a very high, max Rockwell, but you can actually take LMAX to 62 pretty reliably without it being considered burnt. Why would they suggest LMAX at 58 to 60 for wear resistance? Blew my mind. Furthermore, turns out Spyderco heat treats their LMAX to 58 to 60. That is their target. It kills me. It absolutely kills me, especially knowing that companies like Vosteed commonly have their LMAX tested and it's at 60 to 62. So I don't get it. I really don't get it. Hey, there you go, guys. They just had another 25% off sale with Knives 051524. Not sure if it's still on though. Is that for cold steel? Nice. JKP says, I love the LMAX video. LMAX is one of my favorite steels as well as Vanax. Both of those are fantastic. I don't think you can go wrong with you cannot possibly go wrong with either LMAX or Vanax. Backcountry says, I watched your LMAX Steel Snob episode. Awesome information, so in depth. Thank you guys. Thank you. I put more work into one Steel Snobs episode than I put into an entire week of reviewing knives. And that's the truth. Like, I can look at a knife and I can give you my first impressions on it very quickly. But when I look at a knife steel, it takes so much more time to come up with the information because I want it to be as accurate as possible. I want it to also be easy to understand. And you cannot, like, tell me I'm wrong. It is impossible to explain something in an easy to understand manner if you do not understand it yourself. So every time I research a steel for this series, I get put in this position where I am the student. I am taking notes. Like, I went to college, horrible note taker. Give me a YouTube channel, become a metallurgist student. I'm telling you, I learned so many things for this series. It's great. The Night Edge says, my most successful content has been the 13-second short I released of the factor going ting. I put a lot of research into that as well. YouTube shorts are a completely different breed of audience. There is some crossover. There is. But YouTube shorts, I'll say this. There is a very good reason why I do not do many shorts anymore. Like, I think I've done 1 or 2 shorts this year. The rest have been pants. Midnight says, check Midway USA for the Mayhem, also 135. Really? Midway USA. We're verifying. Because I know that Midway USA is a verified dealer. Look at that. Look at that. Absolutely. So this is what I was talking about. Why do they have 2 that look exactly the same, but one is more expensive? Polished blade, G10 handle. Is this one like a stonewash blade? Nope. I might have to actually pick one of these up. That's a really good deal. I like that a lot. Damn it. I might have to pick that up. 135? That's it. I really like that. 135. Wow. And yeah, shout out to Midnight for the heads up on that. Old Dominion says the best teachers never stop being students. I would agree. Although I don't consider myself to be a great teacher, I'm just an enthusiast that talks a lot. Yeah, Miranda, I agree. I would also pick Midway over Amazon. I don't trust knives on Amazon. There's way too many clones and knockoffs on Amazon. And it doesn't matter. Like, you can report. I'll give you another reason why I don't trust Amazon. So Dr. Laren Thomas had an issue where his knife steel metallurgy book that he wrote on knife steels, he had it on Amazon, right? Another seller on Amazon took the cover of his book and filled it with like random garbage and then resold it at half the price. So what happened was that Amazon was recommending the knockoff of Dr. Laren Thomas's book, which they were basically just selling the cover. And I believe it was even an ebook. And then the contents was not actually his book. And because they had took him out at the knees with the price, Amazon was actually recommending the knockoff. That is a prime example of why I do not trust knife stuff on Amazon, because it's hard to trust something when you know that Amazon is just going to recommend whatever is selling, whether it's a clone or a knockoff or whatever. Amazon does not care. Jeff Bezos could care less. I do not trust Amazon on anything knife related. Okay. He says that was the code for Midway, not. Yeah. Okay, let's check it out. Knives 051524. Let's see if this works. And so knives 052514. 051524. There we go. Knives 05. What? Can't spell tonight. Knives 051524. All right. Come on now. 051524. Nope, not working. That's too bad. They do have an available promotion for $25 instant savings with a minimum qualifying purchase of $100. So you could What? This doesn't make any sense. What's going on, Midway? It says $25 instant savings with a minimum qualifying purchase of $100. It says please add 99. So apparently this does not qualify. Bummer. That is a bummer. Jay says 70 minutes is Rolly ill. I could be sick in the head. I don't know. It's possible. Yep. Guys, whenever it comes to Spydercos, you can buy legitimate Spydercos on Amazon. You just have to make sure that you are going through one of their certified dealers. Spyderco does have certified dealers whose storefront is on Amazon. Just look up the dealer. I'll give you an example. I know of one. I've seen it all the time. We're going to go back to Amazon. Hold on. And let's type in like Spyderco smock. I'll find you a legitimate smock on here. Hang on. It's not going to, they're going to be the regular price for one, because Spyderco has something called a MAP agreement, which is a manufacturer advertised price agreement, where their certified dealers have to be selling within a certain price range. So one of the red flags you'll notice on the fake Spydercos on Amazon is that they'll always be like $40 or $50 less expensive than everywhere else in the world. And the only reason why they could do that is if they're not actually a certified dealer. And the only reason why they wouldn't be a certified dealer is if they were selling clones. So that is the first thing to look at. So Ankata is actually a certified Spyderco dealer. And that is a fact. So if you're on Amazon and you're looking for a legitimate Spyderco, you're going to pay the regular Spyderco price. But Ankata is the certified dealer. Yep. And you can always find out by delving into the depths of Spyderco's website. It has been confirmed they are a certified dealer. Let's see. Has anyone posted any new pocket checks? Here we go. Fishbag's got the Spyderco. That's a Tenacious, right? The New Breed EDC Clydesdale. And then one of my favorites, the Kubi Titanium Titius. That's a great carry. Fantastic. Thomas McDonald says the mayhem on Amazon is the Cold Steel store. Good to know. Good to know. Loser says Amazon sells certified clones. You just have to make sure you're buying from the right seller. Welcome into Amber Hill. She says, come on, folks. Why are we buying Amazon knives to start with? Touche. So the only reason why I know about Onkata being a certified Spyderco dealer on Amazon is because almost 2 years ago when I bought my smock, I was trying to find one and they became available there first. And so I was very skeptical. I started doing some research and that's how I found out. I went to the Spyderco manufacturer website and I found out Onkata is a certified Spyderco dealer, but I was seeing all these smocks about 2 years ago going for like $50, $60 less. Shameless people. Shameless. So, Amber, I agree with you. Don't buy knives from Amazon if you can help it. Kevin Smith and Knives says, I bought my smock from Onkata Rolls. It was a fake. Are you sure? Are you sure? Because they are a certified dealer. It should not be a fake. Loser says, just got a mini roach from Amazon from the same sale price as Kaiser, but didn't have to pay shipping. Ed B says, shipping from the manufacturer won't get you a clone. Amen. I agree. All right, guys. So we're going to go ahead and call it. We went a little bit over. We did. Normally, my live streams on Wednesdays are an hour long. I was having fun. I was having a lot of fun. But it is getting late, and I've got to take care of some other business. Just wanted to take a moment and say thank you. Thank you to everyone who supports the channel. Thank you for everyone who comments, who watches, who subscribes, who likes the video. Thank you to everyone who is part of the members only Discord, which I highly recommend that you join. Once a month, I will be matching any gifted memberships with doing my own members only Discord giveaways, where I will be giving away free Discord memberships. I'm committing to doing that once a month so that everyone has a chance. Also, because YouTube, for some odd reason, will not let me gift memberships from my own channel. So I'm taking what I would consider to be one of the best perks, and I'll be doing some live stream giveaways for those of you who are interested. Guys, next time we go live will be Saturday at 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. That's 8 p.m. Mountain, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. There we go. 9 p.m. Central. That's all from me. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic rest of your evening. For some of you guys, I'll see you soon. And for everybody else, I'll see you later.